Hello everybody, Sheila Willis here. So today I'm going to tell you a bit about a story about roast beef. So there was 4 gentlemen back in 1882. Their names were Rory McRae, Alex McCorrister, I believe W. Lloyd, and J. Hayes. And dot was there to indicate an initial, by the way. They left Edmonton in the spring of 1882, heading towards the Peace River country where they were going to settle, trap, etc. And they left there with 4 oxen plus some carts to pack their supplies. And they had hired an indigenous man by the name of Abram. He had 1 arm, and also his wife was going along for the trip. So their plan was that these 4 gentlemen were going to go to the Pembina River on the old Fort Assiniboine Trail, stop there, build themselves a boat, and when the river ice went out, they were going to head towards Lesser Slave Lake Post, which is now the Gerard, Capuino, Sucker Creek First Nation area, and they would take their trip from water. Meanwhile, Abram and his wife would take those 4 oxen overland via the trail between Fort Assiniboine and Lesser Slave Lake Post, the old trails. So they get to the Pembina all right, and they stop and build their boat. It's 28 feet long and over 8 feet wide, and it was built for 7,000 pounds, so they've got the bulk of the supplies with them. And Abram and his wife take off towards the old Fort Assiniboine. Well, on the 3rd day out, they are followed or caught up with, however you want to say it, with a family of indigenous people from Lac La Non. And don't think anything of it, this family is going to the mouth of the Lesser Slave River to go hunt some beaver. They're trapping. So Abram and his wife on the night of the 3rd day go to sleep, and all of a sudden, boom! Here this family's decided they were hungry, I guess, and shot one of his oxen and started a campfire and started to eat it. Roast beef dinner, here we come. So there's 2 variations, and one is that Abram went back to Mr. Belrose at the HPC company in Lac La Non and reported this, and in the other one it just says, well, the family said, carry on, we got what we want, we're full. And so he hot-footed it across the ice on the Athabasca River at Fort Assiniboine. So anyways, he's past Fort Assiniboine. These oxen, I just had to pack like 7,000 pounds, I'd be tired too, but they're exhausted. So he keeps pushing them, and one of the oxen dies shortly after leaving Fort Assiniboine. So now he's down to 2 out of the 4 oxen in his keep, but he presses onward, and it takes him about a month to reach the shores of Lesser Slave Lake. And when he gets there, he figures his best bet is to leave the oxen to fend them for themselves. There's plenty of food, and he's going to carry on to the post and wait for his 4 employers to catch up with him, and then they'll go back and get the cows. So meanwhile, back at the Pembina, these guys had to wait a bit before the ice went out, and then they took a 28-foot boat down a real windy, shallow, narrow river and reached the Athabasca, got to the Lesser Slave, had to pull or track their boat up the first half because there's 22 rapids in that stretch of water. And then they finally make it to Lesser Slave Lake, and the lake still froze. Back to waiting and waiting and waiting. So once the ice breaks, it's not gone out of the lake, but it's broken, they start heading for the post using the North Shore. And every time the wind switched, so those icebergs are coming at them, they just pop themselves into the mouth of a creek to kind of stay out of danger's way as much as they could. So they get to the post. And I'm going to back up 6 notches here. They had a 28-foot boat they were using. These are likely 40-foot boats, scows or York boats. There's a difference, but it's, for picture-wise, it's pretty similar. So anyways, they get to the post, and they have to go back those 30 miles to get that cow. And when they got there, one of the cows, unfortunately, has gotten mired in the muskeg and died of exhaustion again. There goes 3. So they're down to 1 cow, oxen, and They say it's half crazed and they have a hard time catching it, but they do when they get it in the boat. So these boats are on the Lesser Slave Lake in the rough time period. They're under sail, but you can see the people in them. Now I want you to compare this. There's a comparison of oxen and a person. Personally, I think that last oxen would have been roast beef dinner. I cannot imagine sharing a boat with him. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that story. I got some kicks out of it as I was reading it. And if you would like, please remember to subscribe, and you can find more information about what I do at ingon.ca, and that'll be in the credits. Have a great day.